Welcome back, Tarot fam. So we are going to be talking about JD Vance versus Mike Walz in the October 1st debate that is coming up. Some interesting things that I found in the interim. So I will see you in just a second. Welcome back, Tarot fam. So, in the interim, I did a little bit of research, and we do have a date for the Vance Walz debate. It's going to be October 1st. It will be in New York. So far, JD Vance is saying what I said about Trump, that he doesn't need to spend time preparing for the debate because he is spending time with the American people. He's finding out what people like, what people don't like. So Mike Walz is kind of a blank wall in this. Just to be sure, there are 4 possible debates: September 17th, September 24th, and October 1st, and October 7th. So Walz has said, see you October 1st. So I believe we are going to have a debate on October 1st. So let's see what's going on. Let's see how JD stacks up, and we'll see how Tim, I keep calling him Mike. Oh my God, shame on me. But thank you so much for being here. As always, my favorite part of the day. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you want your own magical reading, you can book one at the link below, or you can go attend my digital academy and learn how to read cards just like me. There's a free tarot course up there. It's a 3-day course. There's also a Lenormand course that you can purchase. And we're going to have the Tarot 101 course launching this weekend, just in time for school. So hope to see some of you over there. So let's see what we've got for JD Vance. Let's see how he's doing. Oh, and my mouse. I think I got to get a new mouse, guys. I think it's new mouse time. I'm going to have to do this manually. There we go. Thank God for touchscreens, right? So let's see what is going on with JD Vance. Is that feeling that he is doing just fine bravado, or is it legit? So there are a few things that JD, there is a bit of bravado going on here. We've got this Knight of Pentacles in reverse here over the Justice card. He has the facts and data and information that he needs to back up his own particular proclivities. So he's got that. Over here, is he able to sell it universally to everyone? Not quite. There are some things about his past. He's a little too hardline. He's a little too conservative for people to really open up to him. Down here, we've got this 10 of Wands. He's been chomping at the bit. He really wants to get out there, but I think he has said a lot of the things already. So it's not going to be this surprise. I have all this information, and there aren't going to be a lot of gotcha moments, but I think there's going to be a lot of tug of war there. Here, it's going to be a bit of personal attack. I've said this before. I think that Walz is going to step to the table and debate Donald Trump with JD Vance as a proxy. I think he is going to really try and grill JD Vance on the policies and actions of the former Trump administration, which is complicated. JD Vance, I don't think rolls out of this as well as he needs to. I think we get a lot of people divided on this. I think there are going to be things that he says that people are not keen on. This sad squirrel is a temper tantrum child, a toddler freaking out. And I think that he's going to double down on some of these conservative ideals because that's really where he is in his feels. The fear is that we have to walk it back and that I'm not the right guy to be second in command. We've already had one attempt on Trump. This is going to be an issue. And I think that that may be something that Tim Walz's debate coaches are going to put out there. In the event that there is another attempt like July 13th, do you want JD Vance in that top seat? I feel a certain way about that. I don't know if I feel great about that. I think I would like to see someone who's more universally likable. And if you like JD Vance, let me know down below. Tell me some things about him. I think he seems like an okay guy. I just don't think that he is universally likable. I don't think that he gets the youngins to really like him. I think he comes off as very, very conservative. That's really unfortunate that we get that. So let's just take a peek and see what he can do to fix that. Let's see if there's any way to fix that. Any way to fix that? Can we fix that? Just so you guys know, I'm in the market for a new desk. So we're going to have a little bit of a different layout, hopefully, in the future. If I ever land on one that I really like, I want to do everything in a line instead of in an L here. I'm sick of working in an L. So, and I'm using my stand-up desk. So uncover some mystery here. 7 of Pentacles. Actually, I'm not going to say uncover. I'm going to say cover. He's got, in order for JD Vance to really be successful in this, he's got to cover up some of his past assertions and political actions. He's got to cover them up. He's just a little too conservative for people. He is not universally like, well, don't get mad at me for saying that. It's not something that is in his nature to be to conceal things. In fact, the accusation that Walz has concealed some things or changed some information, I think is going to be problematic for JD Vance to have to do that. But he really is going to have to be very careful and curate the information that he puts out there for people starting now. There's already enough information that he's super, super conservative, and people just aren't ready for that kind of return to traditional values, is how he would pitch it. It's just not something that he would do. He's got to wrangle in his nature, and that could help him. So let's take a look at Tim Walz. Now, again, I'm not super Tim Walz fan. I'm not a super fan of either of them. So I certainly have the same feeling if Kamala Harris were to be elected. I'm not real keen on Tim Walz getting in to the top seat should something happen to her. So let's see, Tim Walz, how is he doing? Page of Cups. He is going to step to the podium with fire, even though that's a cup and a pentacle. He's going to outdo himself, but I think he is going to ignite the Democratic base. I think they're not going to have Kamala come out swinging. They're going to let JD Vance come out swinging. So what do we get with this? We get a level of chivalry. He is going to defend his ticket partner. That's what we get, which is very converse to the progressive views of him and the progressive views of Kamala Harris. This is going to be the appeal to the conservative base. And they're not going to come out and say, well, I'm being chivalrous and I'm standing up for my running mate. That's not what's going to happen. He's just going to perform that way. And I do think that it gives him a bit more substance and a bit more meat for the Democratic base to latch onto. I think they feel a little bit better that they've got, that we've got joy and rage. I hate to say it, joy and rage She can lead the path and positively manifest. And Walz is going to be there to make correction to those that need to be corrected. A little bit scary in the kind of socialist view here. So, how does he see himself? He sees himself, again, the Two of Swords as the fighter. He's got to be the good cop, bad cop. Others are going to see him as activated. I am using that word for a reason. Activated. Nine of Pentacles, hopes and fears is that this is going to secure some of the wiggly Democratic base. They're going to say, oh, thank God. He's not going to be seen as toxic masculinity. He's going to be seen as protecting the feminine rights and assertions of a true progressive feminist. That's how he's going to be seen. Final card. How does he come out? He comes out of this very well. They're going to get a more dimension to him. They're going to get a little bit more, but it's going to be seen ultimately as very fake and phony. The outrage that I'm really excited to watch this debate. The outrage that he's going to exhibit is going to be over the top. It's poor acting, very similar to when he came out on the stage at the Democratic National Convention and he was like he had that Hillary Clinton with the balloons moment. Oh, he had that moment. So I have to take a screenshot of that. I'm going to use it in a thumbnail. It's just going to come off as very, very phony. What can he do to correct that? Let's see what he can do. Because for my clients, I always try and find the yellow brick road. I say that. Let's find the yellow brick road out of this. So let's see what we get. How does he make this better? How does he come off better? What is my campaign debate advice? What is my advice here? He's got to back away from these progressive views. So there's a clip of him. He's on a side porch, and it looks a lot like our side porch. I promise you, he's not at my house. And he says, one man's socialism is another man's neighborliness. He's got to step away from that. He's got to not use that S word. He's got to not use progressive. He's got to stop doing that. He's got to stop presenting what his goals are, what his aspirations are. He's got to stop doing that. And he has to start talking in facts and policy. He's got to start saying, if somebody falls down and skin their knee, I am going to spray Bactine on it and then put a Band-Aid on it. He's got to do that. Over here, tamp down the rhetoric and the discussion. He's got to pull that back. And he can't step into Kamala's lane. He can't become the teddy bear, the sweet guy, the fun guy. He's got to not do that. If he's going to assert that he's bad cop, he's got to stay bad cop. So, slight break. I had someone come home from school. They're very excited about their history class. So, not going to have him stick around for this. Under the surface, be the nice guy under the surface, Walz, but you've got to stay in your role. If they assign you the role, you got to be a little bit tougher. You got to present the policy, but you've got to conceal your idealistic intentions. That's what you got to do. That'll get people to like you a little bit better, but don't step into Kamala's lane. They just don't want to see you doing that. So with that, we're going to conclude this series for now. I am going to continue in a little while. I've got a little running around to do, but I'm going to try and get these videos launched as quickly as possible. I hope you are having a fabulous day. Let me know how your election season is going. I'm super excited. I cannot wait for this first debate. I cannot wait for the vice president debate. This is the most exciting time of my life in terms of politics, and I hope it is for you too. So we'll be back. We're going to talk more about some other stuff. I'm going to do more series on this. Thanks so much, and I will see you in the future. When I get a new mouse.